Welcome back to another episode of Bombshell1111 Girl Talk Series Podcast. Bombshell1111 is a platform created to teach ways to nourish the mind, body, and soul. This platform allows this podcast to create weekly content on podcasts with special guests each week that will stimulate your spiritual, mental, and physical growth. The podcasts are played on social media platforms such as Spotify, YouTube, Anchor Radio Station, Apple Podcasts, and more. This station has been created to allow us to interact with each other to share knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and light. So without further ado, please help me welcome your host and founder of Bombshell 1111 Girl Talk Series, Keya.
Welcome everybody to Bombshell 1111 Podcast. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. Tonight, we have a very, very special introduction. Tonight is the introduction of the new series, Sisterhood, Hella Thoughts. My name is Keya, and I'm your host. And also, please help me welcome my new co-host, Aziza, to the show.
Peace, 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 peace. It's Aziza Ankh in the house.
What's up? What it do? What it do?
Well, I'm actually not in the house. I'm in the galaxies. I'm everywhere. So we about to get all in their head like a hair follicle.
Bobblehead. So sis, how's everything going down there? You know, with the epidemic, in Texas where you are. How are things going right about now down there?
Things for me are going well because I am not falling for the blue or the red pill. So I'm still acting as if we're quarantined while the world is just, the state of Texas is open. I just hope that, my loved ones, which I know they are, that everyone is safe, taking the precautions that they need to take, and really educating yourself. And I don't mean tuning in to TMZ and what the White House is doing on 1300 Pennsylvania Avenue. Like, you better read some shit and, get your vitamin D for your pineal gland. You need that. Get some sun, right. And just really stay in tune with yourself, because this is bigger than, the economy, and we'll get to that, on another episode. But things in Texas, everyone is happy. The movie theaters are open, which I can watch Netflix for real. It's just, I'm just staying down. I'm not outside. It's not safe. So
yeah.
How are things going up there where you are?
Well, pretty much the complete opposite. We are still officially on shutdown until the end of May.
That's
so, yeah, pretty much doing nothing. But I'm okay with that. I'm working from home. You and I, we're getting our podcast series going. So kind of just really staying focused on that. And, pretty much trying to keep me and my girls safe and healthy, like you said. So,
well, as original woman, you are their first teachers. My seeds are grown. Yeah. But as original woman, you are their first teacher, their first nurse, their PE coach. So you create your own curriculum within the confines of what they need to study, So they'll be good. They'll be well apt in finding things to do outside of the norm of the classroom.
We definitely have been doing that. And one thing that I just kind of want to shoot in there before we get into our groove for tonight with our new episode for our intro, I want to give you a shout out, because one of the things that we have done over the course of this shutdown is we did do the affirmation jar. So that is something that my girls are really loving. Have we been consistent with doing it every day? No. But we have been consistent with doing it at pretty much a couple of times out of the week. And I just want to give a shout out and tell you thank you so much for that suggestion, because it was really a good thing for my girls.
Oh well, that's just reciprocity, and that's for you also. I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I miss a day, I'll pull 2, 3, 4 out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, shit, well, that sounded good, Aziza. Okay, well, pull out another one. So it's just, it's the quality, not the quantity. It's the quality. And, I shared something the other day with one is my cousin, and another one is a great sister queen of mine, and I want to get her on the podcast because I'm very proud of everything that she does and what she's doing and how she's doing it. You know what I mean? But she just has a great spirit. But I showed them my altar, and not a lot of people get to see that. You feel me? Right. That's like a sacred space. Mm-hmm. So today I've had money burning, sage burning, incense burning, reggae. I was listening to Capitan. So it was just like the vibes are really just, up and lit because, for some of my listeners out there, my loved ones, and I don't use the word friends, my loved ones, across the world know that I've lost my physical brother on Monday, on the moon day. And, since we're about sisterhood and empowerment, I really had a lot of thoughts, since it is hella thoughts, no pun intended, because my brain be on hella thoughts all the time, that this is a perfect introduction as sisters, as entrepreneurs, as mothers, as women, especially, Black women doing what we're doing to be able to be to ignite, share, support. So that's all good. So Ashe, all praise due to the ancestors in the universe for that.
Well, for one, I want to send my condolences to you and your family. And before we get into our episode, I just want to kind of have like a short moment of silence for your brother, because he's received his wings, and I know for sure that he's smiling down on you tonight, knowing that you're persevering and you're moving through and you're still going through on what you decided to do as far as your goal with the podcast. So just for a moment here, we're going to do just a short, brief silence for your brother to show respect for him.
Ashe. Ashe again.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for that. And again, as I told you before, I'm definitely rocking with you every step of the way. I'm here for you if you ever need me. Definitely going to be doing a daily check-in with you just to make sure you're okay during this journey until you are able to get to some point of healing for yourself.
Gratitude. I appreciate that.
So you guys, without further ado, let's get into the episode for tonight. Tonight, we're introducing our first episode of Sisterhood Hella Thought series. This episode is entitled The Intro, and it's the intro because we kind of wanted to inform you guys on what we're going to be doing in further episodes going down the line, and to just kind of give you a feel of, our vibes so that you can be able to tune in for future episodes. Our series are going to be focusing on encouraging and helping others involved in their journey. Aziza and I will discuss various topics, sponsor music reviews, and have special guests, and also share knowledge that, her and I and myself have went through in our past and things of that nature. Aziza, do you want to join in and say anything in reference to what we're going to be doing to let the listeners know?
To share. Well, actually, you said it very well, Queen. That's what this is all about. This is a safe space. The frequency that we're in, words are powerful. So we're in a frequency and a dimension right now of being able to reach the masses. And when I say the masses, I'm meaning beyond a post or a heart, where someone actually can feel what it is that it may not be able to call it by its name, but I can relate, and they don't have to know who we are. So I'm very transparent, in all of my emotions, whatever it is I'm feeling. So that's why tonight I'm just gonna let the universe, and my ancestors guide me, on this journey. Yeah. And what we're doing is it's already what it is going to be, and it's going to be great. So any knowledge or not just knowledge, because we can't just stop at knowledge. We've acquired it. And for me personally, I'm in the stage of manifestation.
Right.
And achieving supreme understanding. So the manifestation, phase, because we can get so caught up in acquiring knowledge, but what are you going to do with it?
Right. I can dig it. I definitely can dig it.
So we gonna light some fires.
So let's go ahead and let's start lighting fires. So you guys, tonight our topic is going to be focused on the discussion centered around women empowerment. We decided to discuss women empowerment because why not start off our episodes, our podcast series with about empowering women, when that's something that Aziza and I were trying to do. We're joining forces for a podcast series geared towards specifically empowering women and other individuals. So we were kind of going back and forth trying to decide how we wanted to talk about this particular topic, and we're just gonna, like Aziza said, just go right in. I know for me, Aziza, helping one woman helps all women. You can connect with others to transform the world, with just like what we're doing right now. Because us, being co-hosts with a podcast right now may not be the end all, and definitely is not the end all for us. But it's a stepping stone for myself as well as yourself for whatever venture that we decide to go off, into after we complete this. So just to kind of like spark the conversation and to get things going, what are your thoughts around the statement, one woman helps all women?
That's actually a perfect statement, because a nation cannot rise high. How you treat your women, a nation cannot rise higher than the woman. So the plight and plague of women, for me, in doing this podcast or speaking, period, if I'm not in a podcast, empowerment does not have to come from stepping on somebody else.
Right.
My empowerment and support and sharing may not be the path of journey that someone chooses to be on. I can give you the tools, but you got to go unlock those keys. You got to take those keys and go unlock whatever it is. And then the sharing and support comes back when we can learn from one another. I'm a glutton for knowledge. I'm a hog about knowledge, and I don't even eat swine, but I'm going to use a hog because, a hog just gobbles up everything.
Right.
Like, I'm a glutton for knowledge. I want to learn. I make it my business to acquire something that I didn't know every day. And if I didn't know it, to study thyself approved. So with empowerment also comes sometimes neglect, because we, as women, I've noticed in the past maybe 5 years, because we're so tuned into the frequency of social media, that a lot of sisters are feeling like they're not achieving anything because this person is either not supporting them, so that's something that needs to be resolved,
right? Or
everyone is getting to a bag, but maybe my bag may have a hole in it in paper. You don't know my story, but that doesn't mean my bag is less. So taking the material out of it, you get whatever it is. I say this all the time. Once you touch your own brick, nothing else impresses you after that.
Right.
Now you can take that from metaphorically from the streets to whatever path you're on spiritually. Like, once you know that you got it, no one can take that away from you. So you have to be able to stand on yours, because people will test you.
Yeah.
The ones that you thought that really were riding for you may really not. And even in the transition of my brother, those that I'm going to tell you how the universe works. For those that ever doubted or didn't send anything or didn't send me a text or call me, I'm an empath. So some people, and even my family members, close family members, know, give her time. And that's fine. But also, what's the most touching thing? Mm-hmm. Is those that still reach out knowing how I deal with things, period. Not just the transition of a loved one, but it's how I deal with things.
Right.
So when empowerment comes, it has to be genuine, righteous, and true.
Definitely.
Because what I'm finding is that while we're posting about how we're living our best life, I don't know where the fuck that came from, but I heard it was a song.
It is a song.
And then, you had everybody wanting to feel like, well, damn, my life, I'm not living my best life. Your best life might be being a housewife. Your best life might be being a single mother. And I've been there.
Yeah.
And just making sure that your children are loved. So we have to take out all the noise and empower each other without negating the path that someone is on.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And I think what you said, and I think it has a lot to do with stereotyping and having and having to feel as if, like you said, you see things on social media, because back when I was growing up, social media was not a thing. We had beepers. We had pagers.
I had a couple.
We didn't have all these things that people the new millenniums, they're stuck on now. And, me, myself, at the age that I am now, I'm kind of getting in tune with now, because I'm learning that this is the new normal for, in order to grow whatever kind of business venture that you have. So I think that, when you say the empowerment has to be sincere and it has to be true, that's very important, because you can have 1,000 likes and not make any money or not even be successful with whatever you're doing. So I agree, it has to be sincere and come from a place of sincerity. It's for me. I also think that recognizing that women are equally intelligent, no matter what the race may be, because in a world today, we tend to struggle, especially within the African American community, when you're trying to build a business, when you're trying to be an entrepreneur, because you have so many people doing the exact same thing that you're doing, and they may feel as if that's competition. But it depends on where you're coming from and where you're looking at it. And what angle you're looking at it when it comes to, feeling like you're in competition with someone that's doing the same thing as you're doing. Because you and I, we've had those conversations.
Indeed.
And what are your thoughts on helping, other women understand that all women are equally intelligent? Just because one has an idea that's very similar to yours doesn't mean that idea may be better than yours. You may need to tweak it a different way to make yours more unique. So what are your thoughts on that?
I was actually having this conversation with my cousin today.
Wow.
It's a business venture. I was sharing with her that I like her new logo, and we were talking about mine, and my logo had to speak for Aziza Ankh without saying any words. Mm-hmm. But the process of a logo, we're talking a logo, right?
Right.
This logo didn't have to have words, but it's so profound and powerful. The double A represents a compass, because I'm always measuring my circumference within self and my cipher that's around me. So the double A was intentionally created that way for Aziza Ankh, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. The black and gold, that's the divinity. That's the royal lineage in myself. So it's black and gold. In the 7-point crown, 7 equals excellence, God, completion. However, I'm multifaceted. I don't want to shun anyone away that's not on that path. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking it out now, and I've never shared this with anyone, the actual detail that went in it. I'm talking, I had 6 revisions with my graphic artist. until it got right, because I didn't want words in it. And I was telling my cousin Day, I like your logo. And she was like, I think I'm going to change it, and I love it. And she's going to do with it what she will. But my empowering words to her was, why? I like it. I like it just what it is. I told her why I like what it is. So you think about it. You walk into any store and you looking for something as simple as fucking toilet paper. You want 2-ply, you want scented, you want this brand, you want that brand. It all came from one tree. So my biggest competition is in myself. I'm my biggest competitor. I can't concern myself with the opinions of sheep. You see what I'm saying? I can't concern myself with, it's 100 podcasts out there, and what. And when I say that, it's because I'll support, anyone where that energy is right and exact. My playlist is crazy. If you can see my playlist, that's a prime example of how it can be done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to know that what you're on is yours, and when you and when you bear witness to and tap into the power that you have and the frequencies that you're on, you may not even know that they're frequencies, but I use that word because it's just the way that I speak things. So even in this forum, sound is dimension. It has to go somewhere. So even our thoughts and what we're manifesting tonight is going to be a continuum. It's going to be continuity. Whether we have one series, whether we have two, whether we have three, whether we have four, it's the quality, it's not the quantity.
Right.
So my support, however I can aid and assist, any sister, because the edification of my people is my first, and that's what's near and dear to me. You see what I'm saying? We had our ancestors had to choose as far as Black women. Keya, am I a feminist, or am I going to be a part of the civil rights movement because our sons are getting lynched? Our men can't work. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They leaving and not coming home. So a lot of our ancestors and yours likewise. The feminist movement was something they were torn between. Am I this or am I that? Can I even be both? Because society says you can't. I can't be both. I'm either riding this way or you got to ride this way. And over time, I see that people feel like they have to choose a side, or make it appear as if they are, And I hate to see it, that I'm doing better than this person, when it doesn't take anything to support anyone. You can share that. You can share what they're doing.
That's it. A simple share.
A simple share. Or maybe just take the time to talk to someone. I can't tell you how many times someone has told me, because I, as you and I were speaking earlier about, my breaks from social media and things like that. I have to do that sometimes to quiet out the noise. And now I've gotten to the point where this is a forum, and it always has been for me, where I'm giving you a insight into my life. You don't have to like it,
right?
You don't have to agree with it. You can scroll past it. You can unfollow me. I wouldn't give a fuck what you do, because if you get removed, it's somebody else or several people that are looking for me to be some type of form of support. So they're giving my flowers while I'm here.
Right.
And I think that's all. That's really what we're both are saying is, this. Don't wait to be able, a simple share. And I'm just not, negating that to just being on social media. A simple share. You may not know what someone is, going through. Sisters that you come across, but everybody has to have somebody, and I'm learning that because I'm an enigma. My energy and force field is so strong that a lot of times people take it as aloofness, or she's, cold, or she's hard, when I'm really not. It's just a misconception that they have, or maybe an insecurity that they have in their own selves. But one thing I do know, I'm not going to doubt myself.
Right. And
right. Neither are you.
Right.
When you ventured into Bombshell1111, did you know anybody that was doing podcasts personally?
Never knew a person in my soul. It was just something like you said. I just thought about doing, because I love people. I love helping people, because in my daytime job, that's what I do, social work. So I love helping people, but I wanted to relate back to my community in some way, but also educate. And then, for us within the African American community, it's very hard to get your business heard, get your business established. And I wanted to create a platform for people to do that. And in turn, it's free,
Okay.
The benefit is you helping me grow my podcast, helping more listeners hear hear knowledge, hear my guests. I was able to connect with you and gain a partnership, and to change the dynamic up. So, it was a lot of different things that came into play with it. So, like you said, no, I didn't know, and I didn't at first. I'm not gonna lie. I did have that fear in my head. Well, what if nobody listens? But something just told me one night just to go ahead and do it, put it out there, and didn't think about it afterwards. And from that day forth, I've just been comfortable with doing so, not caring, like you said, if anyone liked it. The person that I was interviewing that night, that made their night. That made them special for that day. So that made me feel good. So
inshallah.
Yeah. So I definitely agree that, helping one woman helps all women. So is there anything else you would like to add for the discussion, our short discussion? Because listeners, we're not going to get too in depth tonight. We're going to try to keep it short. This is just our intro to kind of give you guys an idea on what we're going to be discussing, some topics that we're going to be discussing, so you can kind of get a vibe. And we're going to have some fun stuff coming along. Isaiah, do you want to share some of the things that we have coming up?
We're going to be the music reviews. I'm very excited about that, because we found in our sisterhood of you and I connecting the love of music and some of the same artists.
Yeah.
And, music is healing. Bob Marley said that when you play no music, when you hear music, you feel no pain.
Facts.
So this week I haven't heard anything but just music. But I'm excited about that particular part of it too, because people be like, oh, you listen to this artist, Queen, like what? I may will share with them, why, that some things are bigger than music. I listen to this particular artist, or reviews. I am excited about that, because I want to see what you come up with. I'm gonna have my I'm gonna see what you come up with. And this is all, tribe out there. This is not no I think this person is better, I think that person is better, and
right.
Which one. We're actually going to be talking, music, and why, for me, I resonate with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then ask Keya, well, why'd you pick that one? So, we want to make it fun, we want to make it engaging. And, most people that are out there listen to both of us, since you've been doing Bombshell1111, Aziza has just been Aziza. So I'm the same in person as I am, in this form and this frequency. I'm the same person.
It's all facts, you guys.
I mean, I'm the same. I'm the same motherfucker all the time. I'm the same. I didn't go into a booth and put on my queen-ish nothing. This is just, how I am and what I do and how I do it, and the way that I do it, the who, when, what, where, how, why is, everything is going to flow as it should be.
Right.
I don't bear witness to circumstance or luck. You have space and opportunity and preparation.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be able to receive things for what they are and not necessarily attach, you know, your self-worth, since we're talking about empowerment. Because, you know, a lot of times I see, Keya, you know, all these posts about, you know, healing. But are we really healing?
Right.
Or does it just sound good that you're healing?
Yeah.
Because right now, with you knowing that I lost my physical brother, you feel me? You know, my healing is going to take some time.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and I'm honest. I was honest, and you know, with you, and you know, with my loved ones that's been coming to check on me. I'm not okay, but I know I will be okay.
Right.
And I'm sharing that with the audience because sometimes we feel like we have to
put on the facade.
And you know, Kay and I, Hella Thoughts was coined Hella Thoughts for a reason, because her and I both realized that we have hella thoughts running through our minds all the time. And if we do, that means the tribe out there, Bombshell followers, y'all have hella thoughts too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree. I agree, because that's deep what you're saying, because, you know, we talk outside of the podcast, and what you said, sometimes we can post and say that we're healed, but not actually be healed. And that is something that you, my sister, have helped me learn to acknowledge and accept. And I appreciate that. And that's something that has helped me start to even grow more on my personal journey, even though I've been on this journey now for a very long time.
It don't stop.
Yeah, it never stops. You continue to learn more. You continue to grow. And I think, like what you just said, accepting and acknowledging and knowing that you're not truly healed and just speaking on it is two totally different things. And once you get to that point of acceptance and knowing that you're not truly healed and moving in a direction to heal, you'll eventually be living your best life in real life.
Hello.
Yeah.
You know, and not give a fuck who thinks that you're not.
No.
You know
none.
what I mean?
No
like,
fucks given. None.
I don't, if I, you know, and I'm the type of person that, you know, when I even post things, I'm not posting things for interaction. I just post shit because it's on my damn mind. And a lot of shit the past 6 to 8 months have been memories that have just affirmed that I was on this shit 6, 7, 8 years ago. So I'm not gonna waste my energy reposting about it. I'm gonna let the bobbleheads figure it out.
Right.
those that rock with me be like, yeah, she on that shit again.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not to be taken lightly. You know, I'm never just talking just to talk about anything. I've never liked idle chatter, even as a child. You know, you know, I have to be stimulated mentally, you know, in some type of way. And so this is all just, you know, reciprocity going out. So, you know, gratitude, you know, for however I aided and assisted you. You don't have to, you know, share it with me, just letting me know, you know, sister, you've assisted me. You have assisted me.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So with being able to let me know, no, Aziza, you're not weird. You good. You know, you good.
In my Erica Badu, I told you.
Oh, I appreciate that. She is a force of a queen, and you know, much respect and honor to, you know, Queen Badu. Aziza Ankh is Aziza Ankh.
Yeah, you already know what we said. Realize. That's just what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
So, you guys, we are running out of time, but we want to thank you so much for tuning in. And as we close out for tonight, Aziza will leave you guys with a hello thought for your mental.
Frida Kahlo, at the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. So that's the hella thought for tonight's episode.
Okay.
Now, do I need to? I'm repeat that. Me. My seed was calling me tribe. I apologize. My apologies. But let's just let that marinate on the medulla oblongata and the occipital lobe too, and your frontal lobe. So I'm speaking on your brain, okay? If anybody needs a quick biology lesson. At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. That's our hella thought for our sisterhood, women empowerment intro for tonight.
And you guys, with that being said, thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to check us out every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And always remember, you are the bomb within your own shell. And stay down for the crown.
Peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light. Good night. If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure you subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast with your family and friends. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're leaving with some valuable information that can help you on your personal journey. Also, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Bombshell1111 or at Bombshell1111 TV. You can also check out our mental health page, Your Health is Your Wealth, on Facebook, which is a page created to inform and support individuals with mental health and other health conditions. And with that being said, always remember, you guys, you are a bomb within your own shell. And until next time, peace, love, and light.